Hey guys, I just did a live reading for Meredith Grey from Grey's Anatomy to see what she wants out of her love life. She's got a choice to make, and there was some audio problems, so I'm just going to do an overdub, roughly telling you the same things that I said before when I did this reading the first time. I'm using the Light Seer's Tarot, and going to be, first of all, just drawing a few cards just to answer a couple questions. And then I'll do a spread, answering a little bit more, giving more details on her options. So we're going to start off with the first question, asking, what does Meredith Grey think she wants? So give the deck a shuffle and we'll draw a card to see what does Meredith Grey think she wants. All right, there's the question. All right, so Meredith Grey, what does she think she wants? And the answer to this question is the Five of Wands in reverse. So Five of Wands is a card that when it's in the upright position, it shows people who are not getting along and, it's very discordant, lots of energy pushing in different directions. So it's showing up in reverse. We're going to look at the reverse meaning of that because obviously no one wants discord, but we would think that she would want for her life to be easier and where things flow more naturally and she has a better sense of connection and community where the people around her are making her life easier instead of more difficult. And we know that before the mid-season break, that she was having some problems. She ended up getting her medical license in question, and I won't give away too many things. Obviously, we're not going to do too many spoilers here, but her life was definitely discordant. And before Andrew asked her to take a minute and do some thinking about their relationship, she had been going through some pretty rocky things. So I guess it's no surprise that Meredith is looking for a dissipation in the conflicts in her life. So what does Meredith Grey think she wants? Yeah, I think that's got to be the answer to that question. She wants a life that is easier where she can relax and feel like she's not always having to work so hard against forces that are fighting or resisting what she's trying to do. Also, I'm using StreamYard, and you can see if you're here on YouTube, I can actually bring your comments onto the stream, and I can show them here to you. So, hello to Sohel Aman Khan, and doing a reading now for Meredith Grey, not taking requests. And we just answered one question: what does Meredith think she wants? So, moving on to the next question. The next question is, why did Christina think Hayes would be good for Meredith? So you can see I thought these questions up before I hit record on my camera, and one of the things you can do with StreamYard is you can put them as banners. So what does Christina think would be good for Hayes? Why he'd be good for Meredith? And you can see here I've drawn the Seven of Swords, and you're actually going to be able to see it really well because I'll pick my light up here and you can see it. So, Christina thinks Hayes would be a good way for Meredith to take a boat ride with some crows, pulling the reins. I guess Christina thinks that Hayes would be someone that could rescue Meredith, someone that could pull her to calmer waters, someone who could help her steer the boat, someone who would be a supportive and positive caretaker in Meredith's life. And I mean, she really could use that. She hasn't had a lot of stability in the last, well, probably ever since we met her in 2005 in the first season of Grey's Anatomy. So I'm sure that Christina would love for Meredith to have that stability. And, Christina used to be that person for Meredith. She used to be her person. So Christina is looking for Meredith to have that fulfilled in her life again. She would like for Meredith to be able to feel like she's being cared for and looked after and carried into calmer waters, and someone maybe who could see things with a clearer light that would be able to chart the course and bring her where she needs to go. All right, so that's the Six of Swords. And again, this is the Light Seers Tarot from Christina Donnelly. I just got this deck and I love it so much. The cards are so beautiful and vibrant, but I haven't had much chance to work with it. So it's a good opportunity to try it out by reading for a fictitious character. Why the heck not? All right, next question. What will happen if she chooses Deluca? All right, so another card. And we have, ooh, we have the Tower. So, what will happen if she chooses Deluca, the Tower? So, the Tower is definitely a card that speaks about upsetting the status quo, and things are very exciting, but they're probably not gonna last. Things aren't gonna stay in the status quo. So, if she's looking for excitement and some fancy fireworks, then Deluca would be a good choice. But in terms of, do you want to really be in that tower energy for very long? Probably not. Let me just light that card up again. Yeah, so if she chooses Deluca, she'll definitely get some fireworks, but definitely it'll upset the balance of things for her. So that's a word of warning, I would say, for Meredith if she's going to choose Deluca. So we'll draw another card now and find out what will happen if she chooses Haze. And for this answer, we have the Star. Okay, so that's interesting. Much different than the Tower, but also major arcana. So the Star is, really that guiding light, that pointing you to being able to reach for things that make you happy and connect and feel like you're really, the star, like the star of the show, like Meredith Grey, who's the star of Grey's Anatomy. So, if she chooses Hayes, she'll be able to be the star in the relationship. She'll be able to feel as though she's shining in a way that makes her, you know, feel legitimized. She'll be her true self. She'll be able to feel like she's not overshadowing someone else, or that she's not overbearing. But yeah, I mean, choosing between the Tower and the Star, if I had to choose, I mean, if you're just looking for a one night stand, maybe you go for the Tower. But if you're looking for a life partner, definitely the Star is the happier choice. So these were just 4 random questions, and it wasn't really a spread. I just wanted to ask basically some questions around what would happen for her. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pro, con, and outcome spread for each of these men in Meredith's life. So I'll draw 3 cards for each fellow. And I'll shuffle the cards here, and I'll put Meredith in the middle. So I'll be just 7 cards all together. And I'll try and do this in as close to 10 minutes as I can. I'll try not to let this run on. 7 cards in 10 minutes. I think I can do it. All right, so pros and cons for each of those love choices for Meredith. And we've got 7 cards, and I'm just going to think on the question. And now I'll ask the cards to give the outcome. We'll have Meredith in the middle. We'll put 1 row above with pro, con, and outcome, and then we'll maybe put Deluca at the top with Meredith, and then pro, con, and outcome at the bottom for Hayes. Since he's new on the scene, we'll put him on the bottom. And so here we go. We're going to shuffle, give one last mix of these cards, and see what the cards have to say. All right, so here we go. Cut it into 3, and then choose a pile, and it'll be the one on the right. Now I'll restack the deck, and we'll see what happens. All right, so we've got Meredith in the middle, and we've got pro, con, and outcome for Andrew Deluca. I'm actually going to move Meredith over to the side here because she's going to be involved in the outcome. So I think it would be nice to line that card up with the outcome. And then we'll have pro, con and outcome for Cormac Hayes. All right, so let's start by looking at Meredith's card. Let's see what's representative for her here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is kind of funny, isn't it? We've got the star, and it's, I guess, not a big surprise. She is the star of the show, and she is the star of this reading, and we know that she would like to be not having so much discord and feel connected and supported. So here we have the star representing Meredith, and she's going to have some luck with love, and she's going to be in charge. So here is the prose of Andrew Deluca. We've got the Tower again. Can you believe it? The Tower came up again. You saw me shuffle the cards. I really gave them a good shuffle. And we've got the Tower showing up again, representative of Andrew Deluca. All right, so the pros of that, I really guess it's definitely, if you want excitement, he's your man. He's handsome, he's young, he's got lots of energy, he's spontaneous, he's going to give her a chance to be really, things will shake up. And then the pro for Hayes is the Knight of Pentacles. So this is very contrasting to the Tower. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest of the knights. He's very purposeful and very, a good planner, and he sees the big picture, and he's going to make things very stable. So that's very different than the Tower. And Meredith is looking for stability right now. So if she were to choose this guy, she definitely would find that he could offer that for her. He'd be able to be a planner. We saw that in the most recent episode when they were in surgery together, and he was able to give her some space that she needed, but then also was there to pull in when she needed him to look after everything in the surgery. So that is definitely a good pro, and very different than the Tower. So what are the cons for these gentlemen? Let's have a look and see what the con is for Andrew Deluca. And it's the Fool. So, he is very spontaneous, and for Meredith, this might feel like jumping, in terms of cons, we're going to look to the shadow side of this card, and the Fool is often a positive card because it's, it sees positive, and it's a good chance to embark on adventure. But if you're looking at the shadow side of the Fool, the shadow side really is just that, not being able to, not being dependable, or not seeing the big picture, and being foolhardy. So that's a con for Andrew Deluca. And then the con for Hayes, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is a card that, I love to see in a reading because it really represents nurturing and, looking after family and self-care. And she's a really strong character. So the shadow side of that might just be that, for Meredith, that's something that she's not used to. She's not used to having a stable family life. She's not used to having that nurturing and stable feeling of family. And, with Hayes, he comes with some children, and he's got, he's going to offer that, he's going to maybe bring things around to her that give her that feeling of cocoon, and she might push against that. She might feel a little bit stifled by the offering of a warm nest and someone to really give her the support that she needs. So, interesting con. Now, an outcome for Deluca, we have the Death card. Okay, so the Death card as an outcome, I mean, obviously, some people love to see the Death card. It can mean death and rebirth, and that's what it says on this particular card as well. The two words are death and rebirth. But, it doesn't really bode well for a long-term relationship, does it? For Deluca, it could represent that, there'll be an end to the discord in the relationship, the way that things have been imbalanced, or it could just mean that it's really not meant to last particularly well. But, looking at the through line, we have all major arcana here for Andrew Deluca, and, the Fool is leaning away from the Tower, and then we have the ending. So, yeah, it doesn't really, as much as I'd love for her to give it another try with him, I don't really know that the Death card is the one that you want to see as the outcome for a relationship. So be interesting to see if if this does just represent that they're able to come to recreate the relationship that they have, where they'll balance things out, and she won't feel like he's just a resident or that he's just an intern or whatever you want to call him, or that she's got much more life experience and work experience, and she's a mother. Maybe that will change for them, but I kind of feel like it just means that the relationship won't work. All right, so Hayes, then we've got the outcome for him and Meredith will be, oh, very nice, the Six of Cups. So a cups card has an outcome, and this one is such a nice and relaxed card. The energy in this one is so cozy, and you see the dogs and the children and the smiles, and it's always this card likes us to think about nostalgia and the steps along the way and feeling good about memories. So if you're thinking about relationships, do you want the one that the outcome of it is death, or do you want the one where the outcome is you have good memories to look back on and an opportunity to look, to foster and grow those memories? He's got kids and she's got kids, so they'd be kind of a Brady bunch, melding their families together. We can look at the star here. This is Meredith, and because she's the one really in control of where this might go. Sorry with the light. If I do this again ever, I'll make sure my mic is set up properly from the start, and I will also light the cards from above because much easier to see them when I hold the light up in my hand. But yeah, she's this card representing Meredith, and with the way these readings have gone, with her quest to be so connected and finding that place of being the star of her life. This through line of the Tower and the Fool. I just put her card in the front here. The Tower and the Fool and Death. It doesn't really feel like the star is going to be fulfilled with that type of through line. It feels like she's much more connected and centered than any of those cards. They're very active cards. The Tower and the Fool for sure. So yeah, I just feel like if that was where she goes, there's going to be some excitement, but it's probably not going to lead her into a concordant relationship. And then we've got the through line here with Hayes. So the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. So there's lots of family and love cards here in this reading, in this section of the spread. And so I think this, if she's looking for comfort and feeling like she's shining her own light and being her own person and feeling more like Meredith and supported, then Hayes is definitely the way to go. There's definitely a lot more there for her. So, what Christina wanted for her was for her to have that Six of Swords and be carried away to safer shores. So that would definitely bode well for the relationship with Dr. Hayes. So this is the reading for Meredith Grey today. It was a love reading for Meredith, and we did Andrew Deluca on the top row, lots of major arcana, lots of, upheaval, and we've got Cormac Hayes on the bottom where we see lots of stability and, really comfortable, family-centric, careful planning, a very stable relationship where there's potential for growth and long term. So I wonder what she'll pick. I think, for myself, I sort of see her dabbling a little further with Deluca, and then that's going to blow up. So the Tower and Death is all going to happen there because foolishly she will attempt this relationship with him. And then, steady Hayes will be there. And here I am talking to you again, saying thank you for watching and all the great things you say at the end of a video. But yeah, next time I do this, if I ever do it again, you could let me know which TV characters or celebrities you might like to hear me read for. Characters only. I'm not reading for celebrities. I'm only reading for fictitious people. If you haven't asked for a reading, actually, I'm not going to do one for you. But I don't mind reading for characters because they're not actually people. But this was fun. I think these three cards really did represent the picture that we see so far with the energy around Hayes. And, I think that would be a good choice for her. And yeah, leave your comments. Maybe you pulled a card for Meredith Grey. You can let me know what you pulled for her and what your cards say for her love future. So pop me a comment here in the comments below, and you can find me on Facebook and also on my website, sortedsoul.com. And I'll see you next time. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.